Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our Virginia Thrivers Sunday night live group. So tonight we're just going to have a real conversation about building, growing, mindset, and what we're learning along the way. We would love to know where you're watching from, so drop it in the comments. And if you watch the replay later on our pages, type replay in the comments so we'll know that you stopped by. And we're just going to go ahead and kick it off. So each person, you guys been here, each person has a question that I came up with for tonight, and I will just kick it over to them. They will introduce themselves and then answer their question. We're starting off with Liezel this evening. And Liezel, we would love to know what problem you were trying to solve when you started your business, and what does more freedom actually mean to you, because it means something different to all of us.
Yes, good evening, good afternoon, or good morning, wherever part of the world you're watching. And yes, Liezel here. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight. My name is Liezel Stevens. I was born and raised in the Philippines, worked as a beautician for many years in Abu Dhabi to support my family, and now living here in Virginia, USA as an immigrant working in a child nutrition at the school, and also grateful to be a digital business owner. What problem were you hoping to solve when you get started, and what does more freedom actually mean to me? I love this question, Brad, personally. And to answer that question honestly, the biggest problem I was trying to solve when I started was survival. As a breadwinner, I carried a lot of responsibility. I was always thinking about my family back home, our bills here in the US, stability, and how to create a better future. And even though I was working hard deep inside, I felt tired. Tired of trading all my time just to survive. Tired of feeling like no matter how hard I work, I was still limited by time or financial, of course. And when life became a harder, especially when my husband got hospitalized and my job situation became uncertain, I realized something. I needed another option. Not because I was lazy, not because I hated working, but because I wanted more time freedom. And for me personally, time freedom, freedom is not just about money. Freedom means having time with family, being present for the people I love, not living paycheck to paycheck. Because if you want to help and you don't have enough, it's really hard to give, right? Because we have a lot of expenses here in the US. Everything is expensive. So being able to breathe without constant stress, having choices in life, and building something that can continue to grow even while I'm still learning. As an immigrant, starting over is not easy. In another country, it's not easy. You leave behind comfort, familiarity, and sometimes even parts of yourself just to build a better future. So when I found this online business, honestly, I was scared and skeptical too, because of my situation. I'm not, I don't have degree. I'm not tech savvy, and yeah, my English was not perfect. But one thing about me, I'm a dreamer and never settled. And I realized if I keep waiting for the perfect time, nothing will change, right? So I started anyway. Little by little, this journey gave me more than just extra income. It gave me hope, confidence, broad connection, and a vision for a bigger future. And today, when I think about freedom, freedom means waking up knowing I am building something with purpose. Freedom means having more time, more peace, and more opportunity to help others too. And that's why I continue showing up, because sometimes one small decision can completely change the direction of your life. That's for me. Brother Mark, back to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Liezel. We appreciate that. And yeah, I mean, it's funny when you're in the community, right? And you listen to how many people were like you. We started it for survival, right? Like it was I had to. I had to, I was supplementing my teaching income with Instacart. And as we move further away from the pandemic, like I signed in today, but it very few batches and they're all terrible, right? I was making really good money and I had to find something else um, to replace that. And yeah, overcome, I think we're all a little scared and nervous, and this is really going to work. Is it too good to be true when we start? So thank you for sharing that.
Thank
And
you.
so now we're going to go to BB. By the way, everybody, you notice we're missing somebody. Sis Alex had plans tonight, so she sends her regards and says she misses you all and us, but the show must go on, right? And so, BB, what were your biggest doubts when you started, and what helped you move forward anyway?
Before I proceed the question and answer, well, I will introduce myself. I'm Bibi Trevet from originally from the Philippines and living in Virginia, USA, and working full time in the giant retail store. And at the same time, I have my traditional business in weekend, taking care of my family and having the digital business will not it's not easy journey, but I want to focus my vision. My vision is bigger than my fears. So now my question is, what were your biggest doubts when you started, and what helped you move forward anyway? Well, when I first started, my biggest doubts were a lot of what ifs. What if I feel, you know, what if I'm not good in technology? What if I'm not good in digital business? And what if people judge me or laugh at me or, uh, talking back with me or a lot of negative? So then, can this business really work for me even though I am busy? Do I have time to work on this business while working full time, taking care of my family and having small traditional business on weekend? Well, it's not an easy. But what helped me move forward anyway, I was realizing that staying stuck on my daily grind, nothing happened. I have to work forever or for the rest of my life just to pay bills without a future. So that is why I stopped focusing on being perfect. I started focusing on learning one step at a time. And also, I am focusing my why I joined this digital business journey to keep me moving forward. And I found this business having unlimited mentoring and a supportive community. And my vision is bigger than my fears. So that's keep me me moving forward. So instead of having a lot of doubts, so if I keep on staying with my doubts, nothing happen in my life. I have to work forever. So you work that one, and you have limited time for yourself. You don't have barely enough time for yourself and for your family. So that is why I have my biggest why, that I need to move forward for a better future and to have more freedom and to spend time with my family. And I think every successful person or every successful business owners or people, it starts with a lot of doubts and difference if they choose to move forward despite of everything. So, if you were thinking the growth, then, growth begins when we give ourselves permission to try. Just because if we keep on doubt and we don't try, or we keep on saying, well, I don't have time, I cannot do that, I cannot do this, well, nothing happened. So just go on and think about positive for a better future, not to think negative just because if you keep on thinking negative, nothing happen. You will be stuck with your daily grind forever. And on this digital business, after I keep on motivating that we have a very good potential on this business that, you know, if I work in the company, I work with someone else for 30 or more years. At the same time, on this business, I can work between 1 year to 5 years and you will become a boss free. So that's what I said that I need to focus with that and take away my what ifs for my better future and for my family also. Thank you, and that will be it for tonight.
Thank you very much, Phoebe. Yeah, I think we've all learned a lot about ourselves, and I think all of our, we all come with different things, right? Like I wasn't scared of the tech. Some people are scared of the tech. You know, I've just been scammed so many times in my life. I was worried, is it really going to work? So you take that leap of faith, and then things start working, and you're like, wow, this is pretty incredible. So thank you for that. And now we're going to go to Coco. And after you introduce yourself, Sis Coco, if you would tell us what this community has meant to you and what makes this different from the other things you've tried.
Yes, yes. This is a perfect topic. Thank you, thank you, thank you for having me tonight. This is Coco from Virginia Beach, Virginia, United States, originally from Japan. Yes, I am a mom of the one grown-up daughter and also grandma of one cat and one chinchilla, and reside in the states of Virginia also. And I am the digital business owner, and also still working full time at a corporate. But anyway, yes, this is, like I said, this is a perfect topic because as a business owner, yes, I did have a experience as a business owner because I'm a former nail salon owner, and I used to have my own shop for 28 years. And, I have experience, but at the it's not like brother Mark. I was scared. I didn't have any experience in technology skill or online world. I have not tech savvy, or I mean, pretty much I was a cave woman. I don't have any technology. So, but anyway, but like I say, I have experience as a business owner. So, when I start this business, this is a business, yes, individual business. We all are CEO. We are all entrepreneur, individual. But the unique part of this business is we have a really, really strong supported community. Like I say, it's individual. But when I used to have my own shop, when it comes to the business, at least, at the end of the day, it is a competition. Okay, no matter what, because the clients, oh, you steal client, oh, somebody took my client, that's equal money. Client is equal money. So it's all about the competition. When I was, when it comes to the business, that's what I thinking. My first things about business. So it's really, really interesting. I feel so surprised to get in this community as a business partner each other, because it's not like any competition, any criticize or anything. And so that gives me big hope, because like I say, I wasn't tech savvy. I feel like overwhelmed and behind, and then am I too old or too late? And always, this is always, thinking. I'm still thinking sometimes, yes, but since my mind shift is right to the side, I don't think that much. And then and each time when I feel like a down or something like that, there is a community, like including you guys, on this screen, all the team, and it's almost like a family, sister and brother. So that's the big difference from the other business style, you know. So it's not only the money, but the hope for my future to me. And, you know, like I said before this, you know, I try a lot of different things, but, you know, it's always bottom line in compared to somebody other nail shop. You know, there's a whole bunch of nail shop in local in town. You know, I have to survive. I have to do something. I have to gain. I have to do something different. Always like a survival like this. You know, so it's really totally different. And then honestly, it was my passion, but and then I loved what I did. But actually, bottom line, yes, sometimes I was tired, yes, but that makes so much difference in this business is, you know, itself. It's all about the people, you know, it's environment. And then of course it's you know, beyond the training system and the supporting system, but it's being surrounded by the people who actually believe growth and always cheering each other, supporting each other, educating each other. And everything grows is possible at any age, which is my part. You know, any age. You guys, you know, they don't make me think like I'm too old or I'm too late or, you know, I'm way behind the technology, because everybody start from, you know, on the same different place, coming from different, you know, background, but we all have the same intention, same goal. So, you know, that makes me feel like really, really team and family and a get together. And then I'm not a, you know, I don't hide, or I can actually talk and, you know, ask anything, you know. So this community doesn't make me feel like, you know, all the negative parts, too late, too old. You know, it makes me feel more empowered. So instead of the competition, there's a support. And instead of the pressure, oh, I have to be like this, oh, I have to do this, I gotta do this, you know, that kind of pressure to pretend everything is perfect and people share a real story like we do now, you know, the real struggle. We can be the vulnerable, you know, and then we all accepting each other. That's the beauty. And that's the real win, I think. And then for me personally, that changed everything. I didn't come from a technology background, like I said, you know, 100 times all the time, you know, but I didn't have everything figured out, of course. That's why, you know, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what I'm supposed to do, you know, but step by step. And then from the day one, always support. We always say, you know, we have a great, amazing supporting system and mentorship and coaching system and everything. So I learned new skill and build confidence little by little. Oh, I can make a video today. I can share this screen. Oh, I can do the Zoom today. You know, just a little by little. So I started seeing the bigger vision for my life now. So what also makes a difference is this isn't about a overnight success. Of course, I've been doing this 2 years, and like I say, you know, be honest, the very first year, I wasn't serious either because I wasn't enjoy. I did sign up, and then I tried to change my life, but it was not a motivate like now. You know, it's not accessory. You know, go like this, and you know, it's not like, oh, I'm enjoying this. You know, I couldn't say this because I still didn't know what I'm supposed to do. So, but now after 2 years, and then it's getting more like about becoming a better version of myself, little by little, while building something meaningful for my future, which is really, really, you know, makes me exciting, you know, because and then I'm also glad I started it before my retirement, legal retirement age, because, you know, by the time when I retire age, okay, I'm gonna be like, my business is growing, and you know, I'm really enjoying, and by the time I'm start to traveling, whatever, whenever, wherever I want to go. So that's why I stay, and you know, that's why I continue growing, and I love the feeling. And then that's why I share this with the other people. especially those who feel like, they're missed their chance. Because sometimes, all it takes is a right community to remind you that your next chapter is still waiting for you. And then they always say, if you want to, you know, if you want to go somewhere, fast, go yourself. But if you want to go farther, you can go together. So I really believe that way now. And, so I really, really thankful of being a part of this community. Thank you very much. That's all from me. Back to you, brother.
Thanks, Coco. Yeah, I sometimes worry that the folks that follow me are going to get sick of me talking about the community, but I'm not the smartest mathematician, so in academics, there are always people smarter than me. And when I worked in my corporate job, I wasn't the best or the smartest. So my whole life, and in high school, I was the kid who got bullied. So high school, I've spent my whole life feeling like I didn't fit in anywhere. And so that for me is the biggest thing. I've never felt like an outsider in this community from the first time, my first meeting, right? Like you're treated like a part of everything. So I think that is really, really cool part of this community. Thank those of you who are watching live. We'd love to have you drop in the comments where you're watching from so we can give you a shout out. And if you watch the replay after, type replay in the comments so we know you stopped by. And we are going to Marita now, who will introduce herself, and then she's going to tell us, Marita, we'd love to know what you've learned about yourself throughout this process and what advice you would give to someone who is hesitant.
All right. Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever zone you guys are tuning in right now. My name is Marita. I'm also from Virginia. I'm a wife. I'm a mom of three. I am originally from Pampanga, Philippines. Now, been living here in the U.S. for 36 years. I'm a former hairstylist, and now I am a digital business owner. The question that you have for me is, what have you learned about yourself through the process, and what advice would I give someone who is curious but hesitant? One thing I've learned about myself through this journey is that I'm capable of learning new things even when I feel uncomfortable or unsure at first. When I started, I definitely didn't have everything figured out. I was not super techy. Once again, you guys heard that, not tech savvy. I am that, not so techy. And honestly, I had a lot of doubts in the beginning. But little by little, by being consistent, showing up, and being willing to learn, I started gaining confidence. I learned you don't need to know everything on day one. Growth really happens one step at a time. And my advice to someone who is curious but hesitant is, don't let fear stop you from exploring new opportunities. It's okay to start small. It's okay to ask questions and learn as you go. And we are here. If you guys can resonate, we're here. Ask questions. You can message us, and yeah, and just just uh, just try these new opportunities, and you don't have to be perfect to begin. Start what you have, and sometimes the biggest changes in life starts with simply being one. um, you know just simply being you. Just just start, and having the right community support and mentorship, they will guide you. You know, we have a global community, and we're all mentors here, and we have coaches, and they can make a difference. You know, you just don't be shy asking questions, and you get that answer because we're all global. Somebody will answer you every time, you know, you jot something down, you know, on the on our community group. just just ask the questions. And I'm still learning myself, you know. I'm learning every day, and the beauty of this business, the growth never stops. You keep on learning. So that's it for me, brother Mark.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. We have a group that we can volunteer to be part of. And we had a presentation yesterday, and I made a whole list of stuff I needed to do. I learned a lot during that with this. I think that's one of the coolest things, right? As you grow and your business grows, you keep learning, right? There's something new to learn, something new to try. Well, that's it for us tonight. I think that you can see from these conversations that there's no single background or path that leads people here. We all have different stories. We have different experiences, but we have a common desire for more options, more flexibility, and more purpose. So if tonight's conversation resonated, you see that we all have our websites there. If you feel like you connected with one of us, just grab our website. We would love to have you register and then chat with you about the opportunity. Hope you have a great night, and we will see you next week. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.